In 2025, something strange is happening in the global economy, something most people can feel, but very few can fully explain, and that's exactly why this moment matters. Everywhere you look, housing, groceries, insurance, energy, loans prices rise, fall, or freeze in ways that just don't make sense, almost like the economy is speaking a language the average person was never taught to understand. And while leaders, analysts, and institutions offer calm explanations, the truth is that the deeper story of 2025 isn't about panic, it's about patterns, signals, and quiet shifts happening beneath the surface, shifts that shape our daily life long before they make headlines. So today, we're diving into the real economic shock of 2025, not with fear, not with blame, but with clarity. Because when you understand what's actually happening, you become the person who can navigate uncertainty while everyone else is still confused. And the story begins with one simple fact: the world is entering a transition year, a reset phase where old economic systems adjust to new consumer behaviors, changing technologies, and global market pressures. It's a moment when supply chains stabilize just as demand becomes unpredictable, when job markets evolve faster than skill sets, and when industries that once felt eternal suddenly struggle to keep up with the pace of change. All of this creates an environment that feels unstable, even when nothing catastrophic is happening. Think of it like a massive system reboot, messy, slow, and a little uncomfortable, but necessary for what comes next. That's why prices feel out of balance. Some are correcting after years of inflation, others are rising due to global pressures, and some are stagnating because companies are unsure how the next year will unfold. Meanwhile, regular people experience this in the most personal way. Budgets stretch thinner, debt feels heavier, and uncertainty feels bigger. But here's the twist: this isn't a collapse, it's a convergence. Technology, global markets, energy transitions, and demographic shifts are all colliding at the same time, creating a kind of economic pressure that doesn't break the system but reshapes it. Jobs aren't disappearing, they're transforming. Spending isn't stopping, it's shifting. Growth isn't falling, it's relocating into sectors most people aren't watching yet. And because all of this happens quietly, without dramatic announcements or sudden turning points, it creates the illusion that something is wrong, when in reality, something new is being built beneath the noise. The biggest shock of 2025 isn't instability, it's transition. And transitions always feel confusing when you're living through them. Think about AI and automation. They're not replacing everyone, as some fear what they're doing is changing the value of certain skills. Think about energy. It's not a crisis, it's a restructuring. Think about global trade. It's not collapsing, it's diversifying. But here's where the misunderstanding begins. People can feel the pressure long before the benefits appear. When companies adjust, they raise prices, change strategies, and pause investments. When markets shift, the effects land unevenly. Some sectors boom, others slow down. And during all of this, households feel squeezed. This emotional impact is what many people describe as an economic shock, even though the underlying system isn't falling apart. It's simply evolving. And evolution rarely feels comfortable. That's why 2025 feels like a year full of contradictions. Rising and falling prices, high and low confidence, job growth and job insecurity, stability and anxiety coexisting at the same time. But beneath all these mixed signals, one pattern is clear: every major shift happening right now is preparing the global economy for the next decade, one that will look different from the last, not worse, not chaotic, just different. The real opportunity in 2025 isn't predicting disaster, it's understanding change. And the people who thrive in times like this share one thing in common: they stay informed, adapt early, and avoid reacting emotionally to economic noise. Because here's the truth: no one talks about enough. Economic shocks don't break societies, they reveal new directions. And 2025 is revealing exactly that. A direction where technology accelerates growth. A direction where global markets diversify for resilience. A direction where new industries rise as old systems adapt. A direction where everyday people can win if they see the shifts early. So as we continue forward, remember this: uncertainty doesn't mean danger, it means transition. And the more clearly you understand that transition, the more confidently you can navigate it. The 2025 economic shock isn't a threat, it's a wake-up call to pay attention, stay aware, and prepare for a decade defined not by decline, but by transformation. Because the story of 2025 isn't what politicians say or don't say, it's what the data, the trends, and the real-world signals are quietly telling us. Change is here, and those who understand it will be the ones who rise above it.